I'm here to support Newt Gingrich. I believe that he is the only one that can effectively challenge point by point Barack Obama. I think he's the only one that can beat him, and I'm excited about his candidacy.
What do you think he's going to do tonight?
I believe he's going to win. I think he sincerely believes that, and I certainly believe he is. He's had a good week, and it's just looking good for him. He has a clarified view of what he believes, and he has a clarified view of where he wants the country to go, and he expresses it beautifully. And I think people see that. He can win Florida. They keep saying he does not have the organization, but he does. He does indeed. And he's got people like me who are just simple volunteers all over the country. He knows what he believes. He can say it well. But no doubt about it, it was the two debates this week, I believe, that turned things around for him. Santorum says he's going to continue no matter what, but that's what I heard on television a while ago. But I think that essentially it's Newt and Mitt.
I'm not surprised at all.
You expect?
I was kind of hoping to see. I think that pretty much is Romney's lack of real conservatism actually doesn't play well down in the South. The closest in Iowa and then up when they went up north, but really coming down here to where there is a difference in how conservatism plays out amongst the people. And being more of a Christian, really people that are serious about their Christianity in the South, it plays a lot better here. I think that pretty much anybody that's actually looked at Mormonism really knows that you can't equate Mormonism and Christianity in the same sense. They're not the same thing. They're far from the same thing.
So you thought you heard it here in South Carolina?
I think that part of it hurt him in there, but pretty much is him being the establishment candidate is going to be the part that hurts him the most, especially in the South. When it comes down to how the Tea Party or the other than establishment Republicans really play these things out, especially seeing the results of 2010 coming to now, rather than the establishment or the liberal media, deciding who they want us to have as a candidate rather than who the people want. That part played the major role. The way that Gingrich handled that question about kids learning to work early, having that work ethic, he handled that question beautifully. And that's kind of downright home American Southern values in the first place. That's really, it really makes a lot of sense here and it resonates with the people here.
I'm cheering on Newt Gingrich. My guy, right. I came all the way from New Hampshire to get here, in fact. I went there first. Yeah.
So you've been working for Newt for how long?
Just about, well, basically, even I went to Iowa for a little bit, too. So I've been in it for quite a number of weeks now, actively participating.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm much into space science. In fact, I work at a place that is named for the last Apollo astronaut to walk on the moon, Gene Cernan. And we noticed that right now we have no manned space program at all. Well, Newt Gingrich is one of the champions of our space endeavors. And the result is I really would like to see him win. I think that's why back in the 90s he was able to pull off, when he was Speaker, the ability to bring back our economy, because he understood the technological breakthroughs that were happening because of the space program. I mean, you've got heart pacemakers, you've got CT scans, you've got MRIs, you've got improvements in dialysis techniques. And what can you say about the digital revolution, all the computers we have, the ability to do the internet, and to be able to do communication globally, almost instantaneously? What do you say about GPS? What do you say about weather satellites that are able to pinpoint a hurricane right as soon as it forms? I mean, you've got all this great technology, and he understood then how to apply it, how to get it into motion. No wonder we went down to 4.2% unemployment. You wonder why we're up to much more than that right now? Simple. We trashed our space program and the technology that enables us to keep us going. Well, it's interesting that in fact Florida is the next stop on the road because of his support for the space program. And you have all those engineers and all those other personnel who've been dropped because of the drop in the space program, those people are not happy. They see their life work evaporating. And to me, being with the Chicago Astronomical Society's outreach program as I am, I'm hearing from young people nowadays saying, you know, they can't aspire to be astronauts anymore because now we have no manned space program. They want to be inspired and they can't be inspired. But Newt's going to bring all that back. And I'm going to see a lot of happy faces on youthful people again. And may the force be with you. I can say that.
Right now it's Newt and Santorum. I don't see Santorum going past Florida. If he goes past Florida, I might see him going one more after that, but then I see him dropping out and putting his support behind Newt because he won't put his support behind Romney. So I see more and more people lining up behind Newt. Mitt Romney, he doesn't play well in the South. Mitt Romney, his flip-flopping on a lot of social issues, banned capital, and then the attacks that came against Newt personally. The Republican voters, they know when the media is attacking someone, and they will rally behind that person to propel that person. Also, these debates, from what I'm hearing a lot, these debates are good for the Republican Party. People want to see this drawn out. Sarah Palin came out a few days ago and said that if she were in South Carolina, she would vote for Newt Gingrich so that she could see this drawn out longer. So Sarah Palin's quote-unquote endorsement, for whatever it's worth, that I believe that played in some people's minds as well. No matter what a Republican or conservative says, that the liberal and Democrat media, they're going to spin it that way. Because when Newt Gingrich said something about he wanted to teach the poor how to get a job, get a better job, and then to eventually own the job, well, he's talking about entrepreneurship, he's talking about work ethic, but they don't want to pull that part out of the conversation. They want to take something and make it look like he wants to, that he's talking negatively about blacks, about the poor, and that's their job. Their job is to spin it. And what I think that the Republican Party, and even Newt Gingrich himself should do, is use that statement and push entrepreneurship, because he wants people to be able to own the job. That's entrepreneurship. That'll help grow the economy. That'll help strengthen families. That will help strengthen communities. And help strengthen, most importantly, what we stand for as conservatives, strengthen individuals. I look at party platforms and principles, and I look at myself, because there's always going to be people that you like, and there's always going to be people that you dislike within the Republican and Democrat Party. But it's all about principles to me. I'm a principle. That's how I live my life, by principles. I'm a principled voter. I'm a value voter. And basically everything I do, I try to put forth a biblical worldview. Everything I do, that's where it stems from. I haven't heard the Mormonism come up at all, to be honest. So I don't think that it's about the type of faith that he has, or the type of religion that he has, sorry. I think it's more so about his issues. He flip-flops on abortion. So that's one issue that he flip-flops on. He flip-flops on so many different social issues. And I believe that people pay attention. The Republican voters are educated voters. They're going to look at the candidates. They're not just going to go and pull a lever. They're going to look at the candidates and see if that person carries the values that they have as an individual person, and then they'll vote that way. And a lot of people don't see Romney as having that. The Ron Paul, it's amazing that he's turning out so many young people. Whoever the nominee is for the Republican Party, they're going to need that vote. If you just do it based upon registered Republicans and registered Democrats, the Democrats will win every time. But they're going to need the Libertarians and his supporters. And if they need to tweak a couple of things, dealing with the Federal Reserve, dealing with fiscal policy, dealing with the Treasury, you will see them adapt that a little bit, because they need that libertarian support in order to defeat Obama. Am I optimistic? At this point, I'd say no. And this is for one, it's not known who the nominee is. Not seeing someone come up with an effective strategy to beat Obama. I hear a lot of talk, but I don't see the strategy. In order for us to beat him, we're going to have to peel some of his voters away. And it's not just independents. We have to, with the Republican Party, we have to micro-message instead of macro-message. Obama's micro-messaging. He has a message for the youth. He has a message for the women. He has a message for social conservatives, as the DNC just hired someone to reach out to the social conservatives. He has a message for the black vote. He has a message for the Hispanic vote. I don't see the Republican Party doing that. I see the Republican Party as having a macro message, and until we really know who the nominee is and what that person's message is going to be, at this point I don't see it. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Put that in there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.